Tracy, back with you at Sew on Saturdays. Today I'm going to get to show you how to properly thread a needle. There's a couple of different methods that I like to use, and I think that you're going to really like them. So first off, I would just like to go over why the basic method of threading your needle is not the best. It's actually kind of terrible. So as a child, most of us were taught to thread the needle and to just kind of tie the ends together after you have threaded it, like so. You know, where you would have your thread and then you just tie the two ends together. Well, this is a terrible method, and the reason that it's terrible is because you're gonna be re-threading that needle multiple times to finish a project, or you're gonna waste thread, and possibly both. So you can leave one end of the thread that's still, where you're still able to pull it and lengthen the amount of times that you can use the thread. So the way that you do this is, the first method that you can do is to tie a knot in one end of the thread. So you're gonna go ahead and knot off one end of the thread. I double knot it. The second step is to actually thread the top end through the needle, which I'm not wearing my glasses and it's very difficult to see that, but I got it. And so you'll see that you have one end that's knotted and the other end that isn't. So what I want you to understand here is that you can pull your needle in and out of the fabric multiple times, and then the smaller your thread comes, then you can actually lengthen it. See, where you're getting the most usage out of the thread possible. So that is the first method. The second method for threading a needle is my favorite. It's the best, and you'll see why in a second. So you have your piece of thread, and then you're just gonna fold it in half so that both raw edges of the thread meet up together. So now when you thread the needle, both raw edges of the thread are gonna go through the eye of the needle once it's threaded. And let's see here. Having a little difficulty, but there we go, it's in now. So the needle has been threaded, and you have two sides. So one is gonna have a loop and the other end is just the two raw edges. The reason why I like this so much is that when you sew, you don't have to have the knot isn't needed at this point. So pretending that my finger is the thread, or rather pretending my finger is the fabric. So you have your needle and your thread, and if you go through the fabric with the needle, you go back down through the fabric again, and you're gonna put your needle through that loop and pull it through like so. And you don't have to knot the thread. You can just keep using the needle and thread to sew like this. Thank you so much for watching the video. Now you know a couple of different methods for threading your needle in order to avoid the loss of extra thread or the frustration of having to constantly rethread your needle. You will definitely need to know how to properly thread a needle so that you can attach a button that's fallen off of a garment for our next video. Really looking forward to the next video. I hope to see you again at Sew on Saturdays.